What does your unconscious mind do? Questions things?
Yeah, that's a question.
So you're prepared to do what I ask you to do if it's safe and moral?
Yeah.
Okay. That's how you override resistance. Are you prepared to do what I ask you to do so long as it's safe and moral? If he doesn't do what I ask him to do now, I can turn on him and go, you made an agreement with me. So remember, this is all about getting to that point where there is hypnosis. So, is it okay to put my hand on your head?
Yeah, sure.
Right, I just want you to shut your eyes for me now. Would you focus on my thumb, your mind? Would you focus on my thumb, your mind? Would you focus on relax, stand safe on your feet? Would you focus on the gap between my thumb and your forehead? Even though my thumb's touching your forehead, I'm just for my thumb and enable empty space to be there. I'm going to take my hand on your head and I want you just to focus on that empty space that is there. Feels like you're outside smoking left-handed cigarettes. You feel your stomach go there? What was that? It's like a release.
Yeah.
Because there I was getting, I'll talk to you about that.
Yeah, cheers. Yeah, thanks.
So how did you find that as an experience?
Oh, sorry. I'll put that left hand cigarette. Yeah, it was. How do I feel? It was fantastic for my mind to be able to really. I really wanted to focus on that gap. I found that really helpful. I really put my mind into that to try and feel the gap with the thumb. So really following your instructions, because I made an effort to do it. And I got a feeling I was going to fall forward at one point, and I felt like I was being drawn like a magnet forward.
Did you see what I was doing out here? Because I see it.
And I thought, I'm going to fall on him, and then I thought, I had to just go trust, and then I just felt really relaxed. I just managed to drop into that as I felt that space he asked me to look at, and then I found myself. Then there's just incredible tightness in my stomach, like that, like a real gripping. It was just like you were saying, and I've been getting a lot of that. For quite some time, but that was a real lock on.
I felt your stomach.
In yoga, they call it a bunda, like a lock and lift. So it was like a real purification going on.
Yeah, that to me, I felt that as like a big release.
Yeah, that's how it felt.
And you're never going to know as a therapist what the release is. It doesn't matter. It's not your business. The client probably doesn't know. So you can spend a tremendous... If someone doesn't come along with a great history of mental health issues, and no one here is psychiatrist or psychologist, if you go backwards, interviewing them about it, you're picking at scabs. Thought creates feeling. This nonsense about having to address people back to relook at stuff and scream and yell and release it as garbage. You move forward and ask the subconscious to let it go. Sometimes it'll do it instantly, sometimes it'll take 18 months. Sometimes a person will finish one of these treatments and go home and feel like complete crap and bounce out of bed the next morning like they just dropped 50 tons off their back. So it's different for everyone. It's not a textbook thing. When you're sitting there with your book reading hypnotic inductions, that's textbook. But you're a hypnotist when you take the book and put it away. And you can just do it. What I did here, before I did it, I didn't even know what I was going to do. And those two inductions there are completely different from anything else I've ever done before, but they're similar. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's like all roads lead to Rome. There is no exact textbook way of doing this. what's really happening with it is you get used to it, and out there in your resonating energy field, you've got confidence or you haven't. I used to teach students in the early days, take your scripts and put them in those little 1 cent plastic sheets. And you can have your inductions, so I used to do this, and you can have your deepeners and you can have your instructions. So you can mix and match 10 little plastic sheets, which is an entire therapy session. Someone comes in, once their eyes are closed, the paper never rustled. You could read it and pick it by the edge and quietly turn it over, and no one ever could have accused me of rustling paper and Collingwood reading it. But I did that probably for about 3 years as a therapist, because sometimes I'd go so deeply into trance with them I forget halfway through the bloody induction I was even on about, and I'd open my eyes, there it is, and then it would just flow again. Do you see what I mean? So there's a German surgeon who's never